Hello, welcome to a video showcase on the GIMM 290 prototype, more or less. So for GIMM 290, the majority of your, well, not the majority, a big focus of the class for GIMM 290 is you working on your individual VR game. I think it's now called the immersive game. The big thing with this game, with this class, is you're essentially laying out a lot of the building blocks for this game. So, on top of designing a prototype game that's supposed to represent the core functionality of your game, how you imagine it'll perform in the real world, you're also going to be writing down a GDD or game design document or whatever. You can pause the video or slow it down if you want to read this. Um, the main point of the GDD is just for you to lay out a lot of kind of like your ideas and plans for what exactly you want to do with your game in the end. You can have a bunch of like concept art, concept sketches, concept whatever, but as long as you're able to kind of like lay out the fundamental ideas of what exactly you're looking for in this game you want to come up with and spend possibly 1.5 to 2 years working on it, this is the time where you're going to be working on that stuff. So that's the GDD. For the actual prototype, somewhere around half to 2/3 the way into the class, you're going to start working on Unity prototyping. And with that, you're going to be working with a lot of Unity skills and mechanisms in order for you to bring your ideas to life inside a Unity 3D environment. So on top of the basic coding, why don't I just play it? On top of the basic coding and all of that, you're going to have to essentially lay out a bunch of the stuff that you would expect to see in a prototype. So one of the things is, one is images that's supposed to represent what things are supposed to be inside of the game. So like these are characters that you would see and they're like talking to you. Another thing would be text, as you can see right here. Text is supposed to be showing the player what exactly it is they're supposed to be deriving out of this game. The way how I like to explain it to other people is, imagine you're showing off your final game to some random person, but then you have to go to the bathroom for some reason, you have to run off. The point of this prototype is so that the other person can play your prototype and get the gist of what exactly you're trying to make for the final product, and without having to ask too many significant questions. So yeah, there's your images, there's the text. You also do have to build something with Unity's Pro Builder tool, which is essentially a 3D modeling software, more so designed to get a bunch of quick 3D models out in place for your individual games. Another thing you do have to use right here is the terrain builder, which is essentially like Unity's solution to making a bunch of like mountains and whatnot. Or you can do more with the terrain builder, but for the most part, that's the most it does it. And the last thing you're probably going to be expected to do is come up with some sort of like game mechanism that you expect to implement into your final game. So for my VR game, originally it was going to be a capture the flag type game, and the main point of the game was to capture the flag, or as you saw earlier, to steal the enemy hamster. I stole the enemy hamster, so now I'm going to run back to the base or whatever with the enemy hamster and running. And then once you get to the base, it's like, yay, you stole their hamster. Good job. That's the main point of this game. The main point of this assignment for GIMM 290 is for you to just be able to show off what you want your final product for this game to be. We are not looking for a completely finalized, perfect game at this point. What we're really looking for is something that we can sit down and play and understand what it is you're trying to shoot for a final product for your senior presentation game, whatever theme. Yeah, that's the basics of GIMM 290.